I'm Blair Volkman, and I'm joined by my partner, Preston O'Connell, who will introduce himself in a moment. We want to tell you how thankful we are that you are taking the time out of your busy days to learn about our proposal. We know how important this site is to East Palo Alto and continue to be inspired by the care the residents show for their city. Admittedly, posting a virtual presentation was a very tough decision for us. We had our first formal community outreach meeting planned at the beginning of April, but decided to put that on hold due to COVID and have been holding out hope that it would be safe to present in person. For those of you that have met us, you know how much we value personal connection, and we look forward to engaging with each of you to hear your feedback. We care about the health of everyone in this community and hope you all remain safe during these challenging times. The first virtual release is broken down into 2 videos since we know there's a lot of information to cover. We try to provide more information rather than less, so we very much appreciate your participation. The first video acts as an introduction, and we'll walk you through what we've learned and how that guided our ideas and central themes. The second video, which is available now on the website, will dive into greater detail around these themes and how that guided our design and proposed community benefits. Both will be available permanently on the website, in addition to this presentation, and most importantly, the survey, which we hope you will all take to provide feedback. We also recognize not everyone has a computer, and we'll be mailing out packages that includes this presentation and a copy of the survey to be mailed back to us. If this is of interest to you, please call the number provided on the presentation or send back the notice flyer with the applicable box checked. Please also pass along this information to others. And if you have ideas for additional ways to reach out to people during shelter in place, please let us know. We genuinely look forward to receiving all of your feedback to make this proposal something the East Palo Alto community is proud of. With that said, thank you again for joining us, and let's dive in. Preston and I are both partners at Harvest Properties and grew up in the Bay Area. Harvest is based in Oakland, and we're long-term investors in real estate, entirely focused on the Bay Area. We're dedicated to being part of the East Palo Alto community for many years to come, not just through this project, but our involvement in other organizations as well. Preston and I came together to approach development in a slightly different way than most stereotypical developers. We recognize that there's generally a lack of trust between residents and developers, and we're dedicated to doing a better job and being more transparent. We try to be particularly thoughtful about the developments and believe projects are more successful long-term if they're supported by and benefit the community, not block it out. We at Harvest truly believe that a successful project enhances its surroundings and serves the community it's in. This makes for a more authentic and energized environment for those that live in the surrounding area, as well as those that are employed there. I'll now hand it off to Preston to tell you more about the site and what we've been up to.
Hi, my name is Preston O'Connell, and I'm a partner at Harvest Properties, and I'll be working on this project with Blair. We started exploring opportunities in East Palo Alto in 2018 and officially purchased 1990 Bay, 1175 weeks, and 1250 weeks in April 2019. For context, the site is sandwiched between Weeks and Bay Road and is along the waterfront and next to Epicenter Arts. The project is roughly 18 acres and is a largely fenced-in lot with a small warehouse and currently provides no access to the waterfront or public open space. We saw this as an amazing opportunity to turn one of the largest private Bayfront properties into a vibrant community destination, open to everyone. Our preliminary design includes 918,000 square feet for a range of uses, including R&D, lab, office, retail, and community dedicated space, with the goal to create a larger variety of potential job opportunities. It also includes a 7-acre public park along the waterfront, which would be the second largest park in East Palo Alto, further building off of Cooley Landing to create an incredible waterfront experience for the entire city. Before we dive into any more details, we want to provide an overview of where we are in the process and what we have been up to since purchasing the sites. After meeting with many community members and organizations, the number one piece of guidance we received was to listen and learn. And that's what we spent the last 18 months doing. So we've held over 20 individual meetings with local stakeholders. We attended or watched city council meetings. We attended planning commission hearings and been working collaboratively with staff since our acquisition, and we listened to other community outreach efforts. By attending or watching these presentations, we have learned how to collaborate better, avoid being redundant, and best utilize your time. We wanted to learn about the history of East Palo Alto and the Ravenswood Business District, so we met with quite a few longstanding organizations and read up on East Palo Alto's diverse story. Studied the intent and direction of the specific and general plans, read them in detail, and spoke to many that were involved in that process, and tried to incorporate those guiding principles into our plan. With that said, we're not experts. We look forward to learning more about this community from all of you. Through this, we learned a few things. First, provide tangible and robust benefits over and above city requirements, not just abstract ideas. Be transparent, be open to change, but also don't waste people's precious time. Come with ideas and something concrete to discuss, since so much time has already been spent through outreach efforts on the specific plan, general plan, and other projects. We view our pre-app submittal as a starting point and want to use this initial proposal to help stimulate ideas and conversation around the site. We are not only open to change, but excited about how the community can help shape this into a better project. With that, I'll hand it back to you, Blair.
Thanks, Preston. So where does that leave us? We want to let you know that we're still very early on in the process. We submitted our pre-application in February, and we're set to host our first formal community outreach meeting at the beginning of April, but decided to cancel it given the escalating situation with COVID. The pre-app submittal is our first opportunity to present our ideas and a starting point for discussion and feedback. We're also very excited to be working with the city on the RBD update, which includes studying infrastructure, capacity for development, community benefits, design, and additional affordable housing. Additional details on that process will likely be released by the city soon. Going forward, we plan to host follow-up virtual outreach meetings, and we'll be pursuing other ways of connecting with members of the community, like additional small meetings, mailers, and surveys. Later in the year, we hope to present to the Planning Commission and City Council to receive their initial feedback as well. We'll then go back to the drawing board and adapt our plan based on what we've heard. Only then will we start the formal application process, where we plan to host additional community meetings, hopefully safely in person this time. Based on these meetings, we'll incorporate feedback and finally go in front of the Planning Commission and City Council to receive their comments. If we receive project approval, that will be documented in a binding agreement. That includes all community benefits and design criteria clearly laid out in the approval. Throughout this process, we'll continue to engage the community on an informal basis for feedback and ideas and provide project updates along the way. We definitely don't have all the answers, so we want your feedback on all of this so that we can deliver real benefits when this project is ultimately delivered.
So what have we learned over the last 18 months? First and foremost, utilize the specific and general plan objectives and guidelines, but build on them based on additional community feedback received. Thousands of hours were spent coming up with those plans in collaboration with the community, and we found that most of the same themes came up in community presentations and city meetings. Some of these ideas include opportunities for local jobs, address traffic impacts, affordable housing needs, redevelop vacant, underutilized sites, create an enlivened and thriving district that EPA can be proud of and supports local businesses, philanthropies, and artists, create a more active street front and downtown feeling for pedestrians through the creation of a main street, potentially along Bay Road, create community gathering places, enhance access to the Baylands and complete the trail network, and use that to foster activity, safety, and visual interest and a sense of community, and also provide buffer to residential. Most importantly, do all of this in a sustainable way. Some of the other major takeaways are developers need to figure out a way to celebrate the history of East Palo Alto through the project, and as part of this, preserve its rich history. We need to work together, continue all the community's past efforts to remedy the environmental injustice that occurred on this site. We also need to thoughtfully address traffic impacts associated with new projects and generate important and substantial lasting income for the city and schools. We also need to help the city overcome its infrastructure challenges, especially in the Ravenswood Business District. And last, but certainly not least, there seems to be a strong desire for the Ravenswood Business District to also be a cultural and arts destination. These points of feedback help form our project's guiding themes. We will do this by, first, honor EPA's history and create a project that will help strengthen that social fabric. Second, create job opportunities for local residents and support local businesses, philanthropies, and artists. Third, create a thriving community destination for all ages. Fourth, help the city overcome infrastructure challenges and provide a higher level of service to its residents. And fifth, provide support for more affordable housing.
Thanks, Preston. In our next video segment, which is available now on the website, we'll talk through these themes in greater detail and how that guided our design and proposed community benefits. Then we need your help. Please, please, please take the survey that is provided on our website, or as mentioned, select the appropriate box on the flyer that was sent out, and we'll mail you a copy with prepaid return postage. You can also call or email us at the contact information provided. We truly believe the more input, the better, and need your help shaping the future of this project. Thank you so much again for taking the time out of your day, and we look forward to sharing more in our next segment.